Testing, testing. We good. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Yeah, try this mic right here. Yeah, that's your mic right there.
Okay, that's my mic.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome to another edition of the No Negative Behavior Show. I'm your host, Big Dice. What's the deal? I got my guests in the building. What's your name, brother?
Mr. BBS, a.k.a. the branding specialist.
Mr. BBS, the branding specialist, is in the building. Without further ado, straight up. Of course, you know, you've seen BBS on the show before, man. This is my brother, you know, the guru. You know what I'm saying? Ask BBS anything, and he knows the answer, or he'll find it for you. I'm telling you right now.
I'll find it for you. That's a fact.
I know that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. And you know, like Nipsey Hussle says that the OGs be listening to everything that the little homie speaks nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because the little homie is informed. You know what I'm saying? They got the information.
It's just in the technology, in the information age, right. Trying to get that information.
It's always good to be able to exchange information. You know, and that's definitely a social plus. You know, that's called social capital, right?
Social capital.
The social capital, when you know, exchange information. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so I got my brother BBS. Give him another round of applause for showing up tonight.
I appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I just hope everybody had a great weekend as usual. You know, everybody had a nice, safe weekend. You know, it was the Dominican Day Parade. Shout out to the Dominican Day Parade. Shout out to all my Dominicanos out there. Que lo que. Shout out to all my boys. You know, Vino Shampoo, Psycho, what up, man? All of my Dominicans out there that's doing their thing out there, man. I really shout y'all out, man. You know, happy. Was it Independence? They celebrating the Independence, right?
Independence?
I believe so.
I wouldn't know.
You don't know? We need to be informed. Ask BBS. What was they celebrating? Somebody let me know right now what y'all was celebrating. For sure, man. I got my boy BBS in the building, you know what I'm saying? And he talks about whatever he wants to talk about. He's full of information. And tonight we're going to talk about
finance.
And
being able to have generational wealth, creating a future for yourself, no matter what your income is.
And what does that mean?
Generational wealth. What does generational wealth mean? Generational wealth means to be able to create an income stream for the next generation.
Okay.
And yourself while you're here, but it's really to make sure that the next generation has a one-up.
Right, that's dope. That's dope, man.
So you can't inherit your parents' job.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have a plan to make sure that, you know, your children don't have to go through what you went through, then it's going to be the same cycle. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. So that's what we want to talk about. When
you say we in the situation, you speaking
as far as our I don't want to say our people, but our communities.
Right.
A lot of our communities are in a struggle situation where they're like divorce rates, problems, you know, child support. All these different situations are because of being in a situation where we live in New York. Rent for a one-bedroom is what, $1,800-$1,900?
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Without
but you don't make but so much money at your job, so being able to provide for yourself and your children and being able to just live the life you want to live is important to people. And this is why, you know, a lot of people take different risks and do different things that they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily talking to the people that, you know, don't have no ambition or, you know, just want to live off the government per se or whatever. I'm talking about people that really want to do something for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have the insight to know how to do it because we chase dollars.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Now, all right, we was talking about that yesterday. You said we chase dollars.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So we all, you know, when we try to get, you know, the money under the mattress, you know, the dollar. But besides, you know, the dollar not having worth, the dollar can only go but so far because it's something that you have to earn yourself.
Right.
If you learn how to use collateral such as credit, you know, such as life insurance policy that you can use as collateral. These different vehicles that
listen,
that wealthy people use to be able to gain money, which is digital money, per se, like credit. You know what I mean? Things that are just as the same as dollars, but you go in the store and instead of giving them paper money, you're giving them that transaction, but it's still worth the same amount in society. So if you can learn how to leverage yourself and leverage your time, like for instance, I just was telling somebody the other day, we make money every day. Silver right now costs about $17 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So silver is always going to appreciate because it's a natural resource. So if you just buy little things like that or some gold, you know what I'm saying? We all like chains, we all like jewelry, but you get some real gold and put it in a safe. You know what I mean? Like it's going to appreciate over time. And then now if you have a problem, you can go and pawn that or, you know what I mean, and get your money's worth so that you can really go out there and help yourself or help your family.
Well, really, gold and silver is the currency.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the currency's not backed by it anymore, but this is why it's important, because it's a resource that will never go bad.
Right.
It's something that will always be needed. So investing in these little things that we don't know to invest in, you know, cars, you know, we all go buy cars, but then after 2-3 years, your car ain't worth nothing and you still paying that note.
Right.
You get a lease though, you can write it off. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, get a new car in 3 years and don't have to worry about the headache. You know what I mean? But it don't sound cool because you don't own it.
Right.
But you don't own it either. You know what I'm saying? Like until you completely pay it off. So it's just these misconceptions that they teach us that hold us back. And once we could change that, we could change our future.
Man, this guy BBS, man. Where'd you learn this stuff from? You know what I mean? Because, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about generational wealth now. And, you know, you and I, you know, I've known BBS for going on almost 2 years now, getting close to 2 years, maybe, you know, a couple of 4 or 5 months shy of 2 years. And I've always had these conversations with him. You know, he's always been on this wave right here. This wave, generational wealth, and, you know, owning things, business. I mean, like, as far as owning your own business, working for yourself. He's always been on this wave right here. And, you know, I noticed that a lot of people are starting to pick up. They're waking up. A lot of people are starting to wake up. And where could they learn more? Like if someone's watching this show and wants to learn more about generational wealth or learn more about working for themselves, where could they go to find this information?
I mean, I teach classes. We have our own website and different things that
you teach a class?
We teach classes. You can go to our website at trapsolutions.net and find our classes that we teach on these different topics. But what I really like to tell people most of the time is just go buy a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want to know, just go buy a book. I mean, there's so much information out there. You know, people just don't try. You know, and I always try to say, don't look at it as this big project. Take small little steps, like something you want to do, you've been thinking about doing, go buy a little quick book at it. You know what I'm saying? Learn about it first. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn about it, then you get a little amp because you like, yo, I know this now. You know what I'm saying? Then you go try it. Most people try to dive into something they don't know nothing about, and then when they fail, they think it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even give it enough energy, and you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
And so that applies to almost everything in life.
That's a fact. But we don't look at it like that because we're so used to being trained as someone giving us the routine. And that's what most people don't understand about why ownership is so important, because you don't have control of your own life. You see what I'm saying? When you owe bills, you're working for bills. You see what I'm saying? Most people don't pay themselves first and make sure that you take some money first and put it in the safe for yourself.
Pay yourself first.
Facts.
All right. That's very important because people don't know what that means.
I mean, all right, so think of it like this. You wake up, you go to work, you come home. You got to feed yourself, so you go get some food. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to, you know, take care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your house note. If you got rent, you got your rent. Then you got your, you know what I'm saying, your car note. You got all these different bills. And what most people do is they try to manage everything. Once they pay everything off, then they try to figure out what they got left for themselves.
Right.
When the routine is supposed to be, no, I'm going to put something away for myself first, then everybody else get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what most people don't realize is, and I've been here, so I'm not just talking like I'm just saying.
Well, if you don't know, BBS actually owns a store. He has his own store.
Yeah, I have
That's
my own
store.
store.
That's how we met. Yeah. Digiprint.
Yeah, and I'll definitely get into that in a few. But we've all struggled. You know what I'm saying? We all struggle. And I used to really believe that if I could hold on to money, that I will be able to make more because I'm saving more.
Mm-hmm.
And what most people don't understand is that never happens because money doesn't want to be held.
Right.
So you end up spending it anyway, but just on something you ain't want to spend it on. You see what I'm trying to say? But
wait. We need to say that again because I suffer from this.
Yeah, we all do it.
I suffer from this. So wait, rewind that. BBS just dropped the jewel.
That's a fact. It's crazy how it works because
right.
Money is literally a frequency that controls itself. Like it likes to duplicate itself. It likes to move. It likes to be into things that make it grow. So when you think of everything you buy as an asset or a liability, no matter what the purchase is, that's when you change your life. Like, you know me, Dice, I don't wear nothing I'm not selling.
Right, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? Because then it's just taken away from my money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so everything we do now, we got to think, okay, how can this make me money back? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's comfortability, what is that comfortability doing for you to make you more money? Not just so you can chill and feel good about yourself, because that's the trick. When you want to feel good about yourself, you're going to feel bad about yourself later. You see what I'm saying? Just like the drugs or anything else that you do that you don't know is going to affect you on a later route, it's the same thing with finances. So if you just start taking these little steps and just trying to, learn more about finances and learn how to use these vehicles, you'll definitely be on your way.
And you can learn that right in the book.
That's a fact.
Just get a book.
And there's so many ways to make money, man,
Put
without
the phone down,
working for it.
And pick up a book. Or use the phone. Use the phone and get your tutorial off the phone. The phone is not, just for play. Instagram. And it's a tool. It's a tool that you can use to create what we're talking about right now.
And make money.
For sure.
How much money can you think you can make on your phone? Your phone is a computer.
That's a fact.
You can make millions of dollars on your phone right now.
That's a fact.
But people surf the internet.
Right. That's it. All day. All day.
And that's a high too.
You know something, and when we talk about practice what we preach, right? And it's a fact, because BBS, I was just with you. We took a ride yesterday, and this guy was listening to tutorials while we're driving. I had the music playing, but he was on his phone, listening to tutorials. He was educating himself as we was driving, and kind of made me feel bad. It didn't make me feel bad because I was listening to Nipsey, but he kind of like, he brought it to my attention about time and how precious time is and how we use our time to benefit us, and what he was doing was going to benefit him in the later date. He was accumulating information as he was sitting in the passenger seat and I was stuck in traffic. You know what I'm saying? He was informing himself using his phone. And I peeped that, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start wearing my headphones.
It's funny. It's funny too, because I was listening to the Nipsey, and then he made me think of something and I was like, oh, all right, because Nipsey be telling you too,
Yeah, Nipsey definitely be telling you, especially the album we was listening to. Yeah.
And I just really want people to understand how much their time is valuable.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could put time into things that just make you feel good, put some time into things that's gonna make you be able to feel good all the time and don't have to work for somebody.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's just about hustling, really. It's millions of businesses you can do. It's not really about the business you want to do. It's about just knowing that you want to own something. Like forever you just want to work for somebody else and have them dictate where you go, how you live. Nah, man.
And let's not get this twisted. It's not easy.
Oh no, it's not easy.
Easy.
And there's nothing wrong with having a job.
Yeah.
Because there's ways that you can do this without having to, let's say, own a business, for instance. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to own a business to get out of your situation. You just have to know where to park your money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you know where to park your money that it can grow on its own, then you can start to be able to accumulate those type of things.
Yo, this guy. Shout out to my boy BBS. If you have any questions for Mr. BBS, please call the hotline number. And the number is 718-705-4959. That's 718-705-4959. It should be flashing right above your screen if you're watching this on Instagram. But if you want to talk to my boy BBS, Call in right now, and if you got any questions for him, he's here to answer any kind of question. Ask him anything. Ask him anything. Whatever you want to ask him. Me and him was talking about relationships.
We was talking about texting.
We was talking about, what was we talking about?
Relationships.
We was talking about relationships. We was talking about friend zones. And, we was just...
being honest.
Yeah, and being honest.
Because honesty can get you
Kevin
things
Hart...
that you ain't know you could get.
That's true. And lying, too, because, Kevin Hart said one time, he said, sometimes you have to lie. You have to lie because the truth sound like a lie anyway. So you might as well make it sound believable. So he was saying he was out all night playing ping pong, which is the truth, with his boys. Till 4 in the morning. He was playing ping pong till 4 in the morning with his boy. And how you going to come home and tell his wife that? Is she going to believe that?
I mean, you don't have to lie, but it can be a tool.
Lying.
Just like telling the truth could be a tool, too.
Sure.
Everything has its pros and its cons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what that situation is and how you want to maneuver that situation. Because sometimes you're in a situation where lying is, like, the safer route.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
sometimes you lie not to hurt.
Yeah, sometimes it's you do not to hurt. I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily like that analogy, but the truth is most people can't take the truth anyway.
You can't handle the truth.
So, it's all about what your goal is in that situation. Lying can be a blunt instrument. Truth can be a blunt instrument.
Right. It definitely is. And what was we talking about on the way here? We was talking about it was something that had to do with the friend zone too.
Yeah, like dudes that front, like, we was talking about how women, dudes be around a lot of females playing the friend when they really want to get with them, because 99.9% of guys,
you think that many?
Yeah, 99.9.
All right, go ahead.
There's probably a 1%, but most guys that are friends with females, it's only 1 or 2 reasons why he's not
and I found
smash.
this before he answered this. I just want to say before he finished stating I found this very interesting. This was his analogy. Hey, Cruz, we found this very interesting because this is BBS's perspective here.
Yeah, this is my perspective.
Yeah, all right. Well, we have a caller. Wait, hold on. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello. How you guys doing at the No Negative Behavior Show?
Taish, what up, Ty? This is Taisha, Life After the Feds in the building. What's going on with you, girl?
I'm good. I love the topic that you guys have, but I'm calling about the relationship topic. I want to know, from a man's point of view, what is it that a man is looking for today? I mean, a grown man such as you two guys, you seem to have your heads on straight and seem to know what direction you're going in life. Where would a woman fit in your life at? Like, what should she be doing, or how could she, how could she assist you in becoming a better man?
That's a very interesting question.
You want to answer that?
First off, commends to you to even ask that question. That don't even sound like the average question that these women nowadays would ask. But so I commend you for that, Queen. Men are the same as they always been. The thing is, men really need support mentally. Like,
okay.
A lot of women don't realize how sensitive men really are. With testosterone, so seriously, when we move on testosterone, so when we dealing with other men, it's like, yo, you can't, man, I gotta show you, I'm not playing, what I'm saying, like, but behind closed doors, it's really like, damn, why he did that to me, man? I ain't wanna have to fuck this dude up, like, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're really sensitive inside, but everybody wants us to have this hard exterior. So when you have a female that understands that, and she understands that, for instance, a man can get really mad and a female can deflect it in 10 seconds, and she just knows how to act towards him because she's his power, his energy source. You're the reason why we get up every day and do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Whether we act like it or not. So you just have to know that you have power, and as long as you're there for us, a man is gonna do what he needs to do if he's a man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if he's a boy, or he's broken, because a lot of people are broken too. You know what I'm saying? So a
Right.
lot of people got to heal. But you got to be able to communicate. A lot of people can't communicate, know how they feel.
Let
They
me ask
just-
you that. You said something that's important with allowing a person to heal. I'm a woman. I like to assist my black men, whether it be a friend or even if we're more than that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to be helpful, but I don't want to be overbearing. So a lot of times I find myself maybe holding back some of my emotions and feelings, or I just try to make it comfortable for whatever man that I'm dealing with. Like I said, friend or lover or whatever. So how do you not, what advice would you give on not being overbearing, but trying to let that man know that you're there for them emotionally and mentally? Take away the physical aspect of it, but I'm at a point in my life I want to build up my black kings. I want to help them as much as I possibly can to know that they are great, because when you talk about building generational wealth, I think us as women, and I'm not bashing the women here, but I think that we lost our strength in building up our black kings and letting them be men and letting them be emotional with us. So how do you translate that without being overbearing? If you're trying to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying.
Wow.
Well, first thing I would say, you said being fearful. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So
True.
if you look at it like, you just have to do it. Like, take the risk. Don't worry about how he feels about it. See, the thing is, like most of us, we do things from a place of fear where we're afraid of how people might respond. But the truth is, I'm realizing more, even for myself, that we just have to be the initiators. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so as far as building our black men up, just be there for him the best way you feel fit. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he feels some type of way about it, he'll tell you to slow down, because that's what men do. We have no problem most of the time saying how we feel when it comes to stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So just do whatever you feel is best, because a lot of times we don't even know what's best. We don't even know that you're willing to do that. And that's what happens a lot of time in most relationships. People are always guarded, so they're always doing something or not doing something based on something they think, and then it collapses, not even realizing y'all both felt differently about each other. Y'all were just afraid. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
You just got to just
Thank you.
do it.
Don't be scared, Queen.
Word, like, because
Taisha.
I'm going to tell you like this, like, women are not talking like you, so you have nothing to fear. You see what I'm saying? Like,
well, she's fearless. This one, Taisha, is fearless, and what I could say about her is that she keep it one way. Since I met her, she just been one way, and she rides on that vibe. That vibe is important.
Definitely.
And that's what men need.
But I
stability.
really appreciate what you guys are doing, and the topic that you have is awesome. So y'all continue to be great, adjust your crown, and keep it pushing.
Thank you. I
We
appreciate
need more
you.
men like you out there. So definitely keep the movement going, and y'all just be great black men. We need you. We
Facts.
love you.
That's
I
right.
love
my
you
black
too,
men,
Queen.
I do.
We
Life
need
after
you
the
more than you need
feds.
us. Trust me.
That's right. Shout out Life After the Feds too.
All right, I'm gonna let another caller call me, and I'll continue to watch.
Thank you, Taisha. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for
Taisha
calling.
from
right,
California. Life After the Feds was in the building. Shout out to Life After the Feds. That was a heavy question, huh?
Yeah, that was a good question too.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel that the women might be afraid, like you said, to actually say how they really feel, or they might be afraid because they don't want to get hurt. Hey, check it out. Anybody on the phone? Caller, what's your name? What's your shaking turkey bacon?
Hello, Dice. It's Chanel.
Hey, Janelle in the building. What's going on, T?
I just kind of chimed in on the tail part of your conversations. I didn't hear everything, but to the gentleman up there, how are you?
How are you doing, Queen?
Good, good. I was listening,
Right.
and I think to Taisha's point, as far as relationships, I think, and from my experience, that I think, like men and women, like women like to feel special. I think every man wants to feel secure.
Right.
And secure, meaning safe in their relationship. When they come home, there's peace, there's quiet. But just know that their heart is going to be taken care of, because once they show that vulnerability, that's a lot for a man's ego. So I think, too, I agree with everything you're saying. It sounds really on point, and there's not a lot of men that speak from your point of view. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you showing your vulnerability. I appreciate you showing and just sharing your truth with everybody. But, there's a lot of things I think that we as women can do as well to contribute, like keeping them safe or making them feel secure, but letting the man and allowing them to be a man. Like, we don't have to always be, everybody needs their own thing, and everybody, like Dice and I have this conversation, everybody's entitled to live their life how they want. I'm not going to try to manage your part. That's for you to do. Right. And if I manage my part and stay in my lane, then we can have a harmonious relationship.
That sounds dope.
That's a fact.
I think that's, I think that's on point. I think that's right on point. And, sometimes, how do I say this? Just say it like, sometimes, like a relationship. Well, for me, I think I'm different. I think I've been, because of my situation where I've been, that I suppressed a lot. Like you said, when you're saying being vulnerable is scary sometimes because you could get hurt being vulnerable. So if you learn how to suppress all of that, then it really doesn't hurt. It's like you have a shell. And I feel like that I kind of still have this shell on. So certain situations that, like, for instance, BBS might be in that might affect him, or you, Tanel, that you might be in that might affect you, it doesn't really affect me in that way, like emotionally, put it like that.
Right.
I get emotional over different things, like embarrassment. Like that's when I really show emotion, if someone embarrasses me. But as far as in relationships, I guess it's safe to say that I suppressed a lot of it, of that feeling.
Do you think that the females or female that you're dealing with can feel that?
Yes.
And how do you feel about that, Queen? Do you feel like that would be a problem in your? What would you suggest to a female that's dealing with a man that's suppressing his feelings?
Well, I have done that, and I was going to say it all depends on the woman that you have and the maturity level and their experiences. And that's all a part of, I think, a man being a man and part of them having their individuality, because we can't manage their feelings or how they feel. Like, why you can't, there may be some women that may go, well, I don't understand this. Why you can't do this? I want this on my time. I need this on my time. But it don't work like that. So, in my experience, I have, and at the time, during that experience and that relationship, I wasn't, and I can say that I wasn't as mature and understood. But over time, I had to learn that. Listen, if you're comfortable with yourself and he's not comfortable at that stage where he's pacing himself a certain way, you just have to learn to consider people's feelings. At the point where I'm at now, yes, I'm very understanding and open to that, because I feel like everybody is entitled to their own pace, their feelings, and how they choose to move. And if it's just not for you, it's just not for you. You have a choice to walk away. You have a choice to try to make it work. You have a choice to say, let's sit down and try to find a common ground. Let's compromise. Okay, so it is different for a lot of people. That's why sometimes some people are not ready for that. They need time to work on themselves first before jumping into something. Just like women. Like women, will say stuff like, oh, no, I want this. I knew someone who said, I want this. I want a man who got this. He got to have good credit. I'm like, well, do you have that? You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't come to the table, demanding all these things and what you want, and you got to have this. But do you have that? Are you bringing the same thing to the table? So, be real, know, and it's just like, if you're both coming to the table real, like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm at, all right, we could build together, but you still got to, I always say, it's okay to flow, but you got to know where you're going. It's okay to go with a flow, but you just have to know where you're going. And if you guys are on the same page.
He loves this. BBS is loving this right now. I'm telling you that.
I wish I was there.
Like, you dropping jewels. Like, I'm like, yo, you do need to be here, because this is the problem with people. They don't understand this. And what she's saying is exactly correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, it's just got to give people space, they have to have, everybody has a different mental mold of what, that relationship is. Like everybody's idea of a relationship is different. Everybody's idea, a woman, like I said, there's a lot of great women out there, who are understanding, who have passed the level where they're like, this is where I am, so I need somebody mentally on that same level. Then you have some women, like, they say they want it, but once they get into it, it's something different. Mm-hmm. And that means that you're just not mature in yourself, and you really don't know what you want. So you really need to be working on yourself before you can jump into something.
Maturity that's a heavy word, maturity.
Well, a lot of people don't want to give.
And I don't know if maturity, do you think maturity is the right word?
I would say, yeah, I agree.
Maturity?
I agree.
Yeah, because
I think maturity is the word.
All right, wait. All right, all right, we'll go with maturity.
Maturity, because it's one of those words that people don't want to hear because they don't want to feel immature. But if you probably look up the word,
maturity, the definition of the word,
acting like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're grown,
somebody
you're supposed
look
to do
up the
grown
word
things.
maturity, please, and let me know what that means. But when I say maturity, like I noticed that, like certain women, there's stages, and certain women are in the stage where they're at right now, like women my age, is like no nonsense. We played the game, and we don't want the game no more. But like for a lot of guys, that game, I guess, is where you say it's immature, or what we call the game. It's just hardwired in them, and that's just the way they are. So when you say and accept them for the way they are, this is the way they are.
Let me say something about that real quick. Like, see, the problem is people keep trying to force circles into a square. Like, if you understand, if you're a female and you tired of playing the game, understand that you got to play the game to stop playing. Mm-hmm. If you think that you can now announce, I'm tired of playing the game, and now all of a sudden this special guy's gonna come, that's not reality. And that's the point. When they decide they're not playing the game no more, they take every guy serious. And then guess what happens? He's not serious material, and then you're blaming the guy, not accepting him for who he was. You can tell what it is after 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
You can tell what it is from the first day.
That's the fact. So it depends on your maturity on that too.
From the first day, you hear this. For the first day.
You know why? Because intuitive reads is very important, and a lot of women don't pay attention to their intuitive reads. You know off the bat, just like a guy, you can meet 3 different women at one night, and you can approach one, and you can say, she can be like, well, I'm all right, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and then you be like, all right, depending on where you are in your life and what you want, you might go, she's not the one, I might take her home, but, she ain't going to meet my family or whatever like that. I know just what she's going to be to me. So you can hold a conversation with someone and you kind of know exactly where this is going to go. I'm not saying throw it away, you know what I mean? But if you want to entertain it and continue talking to that person and just to see, because you're not really sure you on the show, you could do that too.
No, but what I don't necessarily mean, like, not that type of understanding, because I'm talking about the deeper one. Like, let's say you meet the guy, right, and everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all finally do it, do the thing or whatever. Everything's cool, and then you find out he got a wife or something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, all of a sudden, she's in a tailspin. She's like, oh, my God, I thought he was the one. Instead of being like, you know what? He's a dustbag. All right, you know what? Do I like him enough to continue to do whatever I'm doing with him? Or do I just want to cut him off and leave it what it is? I'm upset that this happened.
But why is he... All right, wait. The fact you're saying he's a dustbag because he's married.
I'm just talking about how that person is looking at it. Because you see what I'm trying to say. I'm just talking about that situation. Because some people might be okay with that. You see what I'm trying to say. Some people, it all depends on how. But that just the average person, the average household, especially with women, breaks up over cheating and finances. Those are the 2 reasons. Either you ain't got no money or you done cheated on me. You know what I'm saying? So. I didn't want to get too deep into that. You know what I'm saying, about the cheating thing and why men doing all that, but. If that's how you feel, you know what I'm saying, then I'm approaching that approach. Like, okay, if you feel the guy cheated on you, now if you've been with him for years and all that, that's a whole different ball game. But if this is in the beginning, or you just might see him do something that you just think is out of pocket, and you're like, yo, that's how he moving? You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever the case may be able to take the L instead of trying to hold on, because the longer you stay in a bad relationship, the worse it becomes as far as you're thinking about that of men, period.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, because this is where both sides need to take accountability. Like you said, that a woman can know what it is, and at that point she has to decide whether she wants to continue or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then don't get into it or go, okay, well, start blaming him, because it's going to get nasty. You're going to start getting mad, like, oh, he's spending more time, you're supposed to be here. Well, you know the situation, now you know, so it was up to you to either leave or not. But don't blame him at this point and say, well, it's your fault. No, you have to take accountability, because you know exactly what you was into, and, you know, after it all came
That's
out.
a fact.
Now, I know someone, that a woman who was dating a man, and she really didn't want to get into anything, because she was ready to look into get into a relationship. And he was on the same page. Yeah, me too. And this dude is over 52 years old. So they start dating 3 months or whatever. They having a good time, because remember, she's like, all right, I'll proceed with this because he's on my page. He wants what I want. So then after they sleep together, after 2-3 months, he's like, oh, I'm not not ready for this.
After 3 months?
After 3 months.
So
I was like, well, was he waiting to just sleep with her? You know what I mean? Like, I found that to be very immature. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who got time to play that?
Or maybe the chemistry wasn't there after, you know, he realized there was no chemistry in sex.
Well, how come he did it more than once?
Oh, right.
I mean, but then why you say he only? Why you say he only was meant to sleep with her if he did it more than once?
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
You said, did he only want to sleep with her? Why did you feel that way? What did he do that?
Well, I felt like it, because it was only after he slept with her a few times. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship. But before you slept with her, that's what I wanted and stuff. But my thing is, don't continue. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not for you, even if you thought the sex was whack, or, you know, like, oh, we're not compatible in some way, it's just like, why are you still keeping it on and still hanging out? You know what I mean?
You mean the guy? Why is he still doing it?
Yeah, well, she's saying that.
Well, he's doing it because you allowing him to. That's why, like.
But he tricked her. She's saying that.
I mean, he might have not tricked her, so you can't look at it that way. We don't know why he decided. He really could have not said, you know, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'll still do it. Like, we men, so I understand how that can happen. I'm not saying that's what happened.
Right.
But what I'm saying is people only can do what you allow. You see what I'm saying? I realized that for myself, too. Like, I can't keep telling her, yo, stop screaming at me, and I'm letting her scream at me. I need to just leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't scream if my back is to you. Like,
right.
I understand. I just feel like, I don't know, for this situation, I just felt like that was, I thought it was a
dirtbag move.
No, it probably was a dirtbag move.
It probably was.
It probably was a dirtbag move, but
like
all I be trying to tell people is everything that happens to you, you in control of. You just have to understand that power and understand, all right, I can change any situation if I have the willpower to do so. You see what I'm saying?
But I think she would have changed it after the first few times they slept together, and he felt like that she might have been like, you know what, okay, no problem, and stepped off. But that didn't happen.
What happens now is that this woman becomes bitter, right? And it changes her perspective on men. And as soon as she see any resemblance of what took place in the last relationship with the new guy, she's going to start looking at him like the old guy.
And this is the saddest part. This is the saddest part of it, though. This is the saddest part. That's why I was trying to show people. Everything that he did was the reason she liked him. So now the next dude, she's going to like him, but hate him now. Because he looks like that guy, even though that's exactly why you liked him.
Right.
But it don't mean he's the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why you got to be able to leave each situation. Remember, every day is like a new birth. Yesterday didn't even happen.
Exactly.
You have to go on for the now.
And this is
today.
what I say. I say this a lot. I talk about being present. You know, right now, because life, I learned, exists in moments of now. Like right now, right now, right now. This is life. Everything else happened already. So, like, you see me with BBS, you probably going to get this in delay, but I'm hitting BBS on the arm right now. Boom. I just hit BBS on the arm. So, when I hit him, he could talk about it, but after I hit him, it happened already. So he's talking about something that he's in the rearview mirror. He's talking, unless it really hurts and it's still hurting him. Otherwise, he's talking about something that happened already instead of being present and just moving forward.
And you know what's deeper about what you just said, Dice?
What?
Think about it. You just hit me, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I decide to be upset about it, it already happened, but now I'm bringing it into my now.
Right, into now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Which
Exactly.
now, which means I'm living in the past.
In the past.
So I can never go to my future as long as I'm thinking about my past. That's
I
why you
agree.
gotta leave your past so that you can go into your future.
That's
I
a
agree.
fact, Jack. That's a bomb. You got to drop a bomb on that because that's that's something that you need to ponder on.
I agree.
You
Well,
agree?
I'm sure you have another caller coming in or something. I don't want to tie up
We
your
definitely
line.
Tanel's
appreciate you,
dope.
Queen.
Tanel
you
is
was
awesome.
Definitely on point.
Thank you, Tanel, for calling
Thank
in.
you.
I look forward to the show. Me and Tanel gonna put together a
Yes.
show. Look forward to that. That's coming
I want
soon.
to come back. I want to come back when BBS is. He's there.
Oh, BBS will
And we
be
can
here.
have-
Well, I definitely, we could definitely, I definitely will be here when you
BBS
come.
will be here, and bring your sister too.
Yes, we're going to go further into this topic.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
All right.
Thank you,
Good
Tanel,
night.
for calling. Shout out to Tanel. Yeah, that's deep, BBS stuff. In the moments of now,
Yeah, man.
I learned that, shout out to Zevi Kramer, network program. I learned that from a book called S. It was called The Book of S, Earnhardt Seminar Training. And I was privileged. Someone let me read the book. But it talks about living in the past. It talks about how people have, Zevi actually taught me this, how people have this and misplace these things. They have the past in the front, the future somewhere in the back. You understand? So what they're doing in the forefront of their mind, they're seeing everything that happened already in the past, right? And they need to clear that up because you're living in the past when you do that. So you take that, right? So your future is back here now, since this is in the forefront of your mind. So you take everything that you're seeing in the past that you have in the forefront, and you remove that, right? You clear that space up in the forefront, and you take your future, things that you plan on doing, things that you want to do, things that you intend to do, and you put that in the forefront of your mind, and put the past back where it's supposed to be. The future is ahead of you. The past is behind you. So you need to replace these things and put them in the proper place so you have the proper perspective as you go through life.
But if people really understood how powerful that is, it can actually be measured on a brain scan now.
Really?
That I was recently look up Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist. And
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, and what he's breaking down is crazy that the human mind is literally like a computer.
It is a
that
computer.
calculates
Facts.
data.
That's
right?
what it does.
And you can literally change your projected reality, the things you live every day based on what you believe.
What you believe.
So our brains are hardwired to protect us. So by nature, when you get emotional, you get mad, sad, any of these emotions or feelings you have are literally like your instincts, right? So every time you have these flood of emotions, you're constantly pushing yourself into a state of shock indirectly, even though you don't feel it like that, right? Which is literally killing you. So what they measured now is that your negative thoughts can make you sick, which means now that they can figure out that your positive thoughts can make you well. So now they're realizing that if you can do little things like meditation, close your eyes and just think about what you really want, and do it for a specific amount of time, you'll start to see it happen in your real life.
For sure.
Because you're thinking, like you said, in the present, manifesting your future instead of being hardwired to project things from your past. Because only thing you have left from the past is the feeling of it.
Right.
So as long as you hold on to that feeling, it's still going to show up.
Facts.
You're still going to keep seeing the people you don't like, you know what I'm saying, still going through problems.
People really need to analyze, what he's saying right now. And because I know that there's a lot of people that's living in the past. I got some guys that once they see me, they just go right back to 89 sometime. You know what I mean? Go back to 92, and we get stuck there in 92. We'll get stuck there, and I'll be in a conversation with them, and I'll be like, yo, why you always bring that up? And because I like talking about it, I understand that. But what about now? See, when you're doing that, we're missing right now. We're missing it. We're not even present for the now. We in the past somewhere. So let's be present and make things happen. And what BBS just said, there's a saying that goes, whether you believe, I'm going to say it slow, whether you believe that you're right or you're wrong, either way, you're right. Now I'm going to say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you believe that you're right or you're wrong, either way, you're right. So what I'm saying is whatever you believe, whatever he believes, whatever BBS believes, to him, he's right.
Yep.
And I can't change that. It's hard for me to steal his belief. That's what he believes, he's right. He could be dead wrong about what we're talking about, but he believes it. So in his mind, he's right. And this is another reason why, it's...
But the rules will still happen, though. See, that's the key. You're right, but whatever it really is, it's still going to affect your life.
For sure.
So you can be right all you want, committing a crime, saying I had a right to do it and
Right.
all that. You're still going to jail if they catch you.
Right.
That's just the way it is. So once you realize this, then you'll change your belief.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can change your belief, then you can change the outcomes. You see what I'm trying to say? That's why, like I told you, Dice, look, we both know I've done a lot of stuff in my life.
Right.
But most people don't know what I've done because I never bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it was years ago or yesterday, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was yesterday, it ain't
Right.
today. So if it ain't affecting my life today that I'm able to benefit from what I did yesterday,
Right.
I ain't going to talk about it.
Mm.
Now, if I did something yesterday and I'm benefited today and you're seeing the results of it,
Then
I'll talk about it,
That's
because
right.
then I'm going to tell you how to do it too. You see what I'm
Fact.
trying to say?
That's
But
a fact.
what I did in my past is my rear view. You see what I'm saying? It just built me to who I am today. So I'll know it. I'll recollect on it. I'll put it in my book later when I'm trying to give someone some knowledge on it. But besides that, it means nothing.
Right.
You know?
At all.
At all.
At all.
It doesn't matter who you know, or unless they're helping you get money. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
sure.
so you can, that's name dropping, all these different things that people do because they're trying to hold on to something. But we live in an illusion world right now where everybody likes to put on the front. But for all the people out there that really want it, that really want to live the life that they're talking about, that people front and act like, all you got to do is apply these rules and you'll have it.
It's a fact.
That's all you got to do. Just change your mind.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he's walking it like he talking. Walk it like he talking. Walk it
easy.
like he talking. He's at work every day.
Hey,
Just like me, I go to work, he goes to work.
and that's how you know I ain't where I need to be yet, because I still have to work.
Yeah, you still have to work. But
see
the
what
thing is, the difference between us, right, is that I go to work in the morning, he goes to work in the morning. Only difference is when he goes to work, he opens up. He opens up the job, He opens up the job, and I don't.
When I want.
And he can leave when he wants.
Yeah.
So that's the plus. That's the
Yeah,
plus
that's
of having
definitely
your
a
own
plus.
business.
I'm in control of my own time, and that's
That's a
what we
fact.
all want to be. As long as you're in control of your own time and your own money,
Time.
that's true wealth.
And-
It doesn't really matter how much money it is.
And I'm going to tell you something that I learned. That money is time. Money is time. And the reason why I say that, and I learned this the hard way, is that no matter what you buy, right? You bought a bicycle for your son. It cost you $200, right? How long did it take you to make $200 to pay for it, right? You had to.
I want to address that. Dice,
Go ahead,
real quick.
Address
So,
it.
right before cause I know we wrapping up here. What you said is powerful, because I want people to understand one last thing, right?
Yeah.
It takes you the same time to make $1 million
Mhm.
that it does to make $10.
Right.
It's all about what you're hustling and what you're putting your time into.
That's a
So
fact.
just like you said, time is money. We have to understand, what are we putting our time into and how much we getting for it. You know what I'm saying? Are we getting big dollars for the time we putting in, or are we getting pennies? The more you know, the more you can get paid. That's why you hear me listen to tutorials all day. Because the more you know, the more you worth, which means the more you can charge.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you just want to keep elevating your skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about this earlier.
For sure.
There's things I want to know. Why am I going to hire someone? Nah.
Right.
I learned that. Then I'll teach it to someone.
Didactic.
You know what I'm saying? And I can pay them
Mm-hmm.
what I want to pay them, instead of me hiring someone and they charging me what they want to charge me.
Right.
Nah, now I have the knowledge. I can pay someone else to do it, and I can implement it anytime I want.
That information.
Information. is
I
power.
I work on a garbage truck, right? And I like to see, the kids are usually amazed when the garbage man come by and he's throwing trash. They want you to hit the horn for them, and they sit around and watch. So when I notice a kid's watching, I always pull up on them and be like, how much a garbage man make a year? Right? And I get the answers. Today was 100,000. I was like, of course not. They don't make $100,000 a year, right? But I told them, I tell them how much a garbage man make a year, and I told them how much someone with a bachelor's in science, makes a year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I tell them all the time, you got to put the work in. I let them know to put the work in. Although garbage man is not a bad job, but you can do more if you have the information, if you make yourself valuable, right? And the only way to make yourself valuable, you got to have some information. You have to be able to fulfill a need somewhere that no one else can fulfill, or you have to be able to do it faster and better, and you'll become valuable. And I try to explain this to the kids. I try to catch them young. Always throw something in there that they can throw in their tool belt.
And they keep it too.
They do keep it because I engage them, and this is an engaging conversation too. I mean, I really love this type of conversation, this type of topic.
We need it.
We definitely need it. We need more relationship topics because we go through it in our relationships, and we don't have the answers. There's really no book aside from the religious books to teach you. You know what I'm saying? So we got BBS. He's gonna teach us how to keep the relationships intact.
I'm bringing the books with me.
Keep it intact, Madeline. Shout out to Madeline. She says she consciously trains herself to use the right side of the brain more than the left side of the brain.
That's a fact. That's something very important too. We don't do that a lot. I've been actually practice that on myself.
How do you practice that though?
Do stuff with your other side that you're not used to.
Like what?
If you a righty, write with your left sometimes, or open the door with your left, or brush your teeth with your left.
Eat with your left.
Yeah, but do it consciously, because the more you know what you're doing, because a lot of things we just do it unconscious. You just pick up stuff, you breathe, all the stuff you do without thinking. So when you're doing it, when you're thinking, you're giving it more energy, which gives it more power. So if you know you brushing your teeth with your left and you are righty, you're exercising that side of your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and there's different things that you can do, but just try to switch it up.
So, all right. So here's your homework for the week. To all those that's watching, we want to practice using the left side of the brain.
Or the opposite of what you use
Or the
most.
opposite of what you use most. So your homework assignment class would be that if you're right-handed, that you brush your teeth with your left hand. And if you're left-handed, you eat your food with your right hand. Yeah, so that's your homework. And I mean, but make it fun, but it's something that, we need to practice. And this is the type of exercises that are better,
better your life.
Better your life.
You won't even realize.
What's shaking turkey bacon? Who I'm talking to?
How you doing?
I'm fine. Who? State your name, caller.
This is Mount VAD.
AD, what's up? What's going on, family? I know who you are. What's good?
What's going on? What's going on?
Duncan in the building. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was listening to I came in late. It was the relationship part.
Right.
But I came in on the part where you exercise the left and the right side of your brain.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that I'm a natural lefty, and I broke my arm when I was 12. A compound fracture on my left arm when I was 12. So I used to play basketball. I was a natural lefty. And the whole time, my arm was broke for like a year.
Right.
So I was still wanting to play basketball. So while my arm was in the cast, I had to shoot righty.
Wow. Wow.
The whole time.
I know that was crazy.
And how did it make you feel any different?
No, it made me ambidextrous. It made me like I can't shoot. I still can't shoot as good with my left as I can with my right. So it kind of made me ambidextrous. But you know what I mean? I still can score with my left. I mean, I'm old now, so
That's
obviously
dope.
I can. But I'm not like BBS said. I never I never changed my writing from my left hand to my right hand.
Right.
I never changed my writing.
I can actually write. I can actually write a little bit with my left hand.
I can't really.
Yeah. No, I'm a natural lefty, so I find it very difficult to write anything. Like I can't. I write very huge with my right hand. But
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like BBS said, like you gotta, you know what I mean? And I don't even know the exercise for using, you know what I mean, other than writing or, you know what I mean? Like what is the exercise for doing anything else? Using the other side of your brain, like, you know what I mean? What do you do? What is that? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing about working on both sides of your brain is we use both sides of our brain for different things. One side is for the emotions and stuff like that. The other is for like intricate things like breathing and the things you do naturally. So that's why a lot of times we be off balance and we don't know why we getting upset every morning and we mad at this person a little extra than we normally are because we off balance. So just doing these little things unconsciously help us get more into balance.
Right.
So
I remember there was an exercise back in the days that my father used to do where he rubbed his stomach and patted his head. Remember that? He said you actually using both sides of your brain
I remember that.
at the same time.
I remember
that. And actually that's super difficult. To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's dope.
That's like difficult being like out of the road. Difficult.
Right.
Like I never, you know what I mean? Like,
You said how you brought that back?
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a fact.
Like when you're younger, you don't even know, like, you know what I mean? What that
the
is.
stuff
It's only
that
till you
Jews
get
they be
older.
giving you, like,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. You'll
Right.
be knowing how this stuff be really powerful,
Right.
like, but we just thinking it's
And
nothing.
that was an exercise. You know,
Right.
my
Right.
pops told me that
Right.
too, man, when I was younger, when I was growing up. And we got to
Right.
bring
You
that
know what I
back. We got to bring that back. You know, when you see a kid somewhere, tell him to see if he can
Yeah,
do
nah,
it.
you know what? I never thought about that. Like I never thought about that. But that's, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And then I think as you get older, you know what I mean. We're all in our 40s, so I
Right.
think as you get older, like you would want to do shit like that, like.
Of course.
Like I was talking to a friend of mine, right? This is so crazy, y'all, because I was talking to a friend of mine maybe a week ago, and I was saying to myself, like, I don't know what happened to my brain, but like actually my brain has developed as I've gotten older.
Right.
Because I never used to tell people back in the days, like, I'm extremely smart. But when we were in high school, I was in remedial math.
Right.
Yo, and I'm telling you, like, I couldn't do, if it was like 13 and 18, I couldn't figure that out for my life. You ask me now, I'll be like, oh, that's 31. And I'll be like, how do you, know what I mean? Like, back in the days, I couldn't. Yo, but it's crazy because I couldn't figure that out to save my life back in the day. So
Right.
I'm like, yo, but it's exercises you do, like, even like Robin Mack, like, she posts like stuff on Facebook every day, like words.
Yeah.
And I actually look for words she posted now, and I'm like, she's posting words that, you know what I mean, that can be used in everyday sentences, and they're words you never hear before.
That's,
and I'm like, yo,
that's the
pretty
whole
good.
idea. The whole idea. We about to run out of time, AD, but the whole idea is to exercise what you're not used to exercising. You know,
Exactly.
exercise that part of the brain, exercise those fast twitch muscles, exercise things that you're not used to exercising, and it'll give your body some balance, to give your mind some
Right.
balance.
Right.
Even what you're eating, what you're reading, you know,
that.
what you're watching, the content, what you're watching, you got to balance all of that.
Yeah, y'all seen AD's body. I
That's
need
a
to exercise
fact.
without eating and drinking.
Matter of fact,
I don't know how
AD,
to shake.
call me. We gonna set it up, man, because you know we gotta do this.
Oh no, yeah,
So-
I gotta get on the show. I gotta get on the show.
call me up. We got
All right, kid.
30
All right,
seconds
kid.
left.
BBS, I gotta talk to you too, kid.
All right, come through, B.
All right, you're good.
Thanks for calling, AD. Yo, shout out to AD BBS. Thank you for coming, man. Please plug your
appreciate
Instagram, man. Plug your Instagram for the
You
people.
can find me at The Real Mr. BBS on Instagram. The Real Mr. BBS, THE Real Mr. MRBBS, or
That's a
go to my
fact.
store at DigiPrint Global.
That's a fact.
And
It's
you can
always
also
good to have you,
Facebook,
brother.
too.
Always good to have you, man. Thank you
I
for coming.
appreciate you.
We're going to see more of this guy. This is my friend, and I'm going to bring him back to the show more often.
Thank you
know
for
what I'm
having me. I
saying?
love y'all people.
Hey, listen, I want y'all to tune in next week. We're going to have an epic show. Next week, I'm going to do a promo for it. The next week's show is going to be bananas, I'm telling you. It's going to be bananas. I ain't going to give no links to it. I ain't going to give no secrets about it. But thank you for tuning in, everybody, and have a safe rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Dice Still signing off. BB. Good looking, my brother.